just hearing me cry. Afraid I'd feel alone inside. Now I see a green light on, but my messages wait for hours long. Even one reply feels hard for you. I guess our love changed slowly too. You didn't stop loving overnight. You just stopped choosing me first. Little moments of silence can destroy a heart without saying goodbye. You're not the fastest reply anymore. Not the boy I knew before. You once hated seeing me sad. Now you leave me crying alone at night. I didn't walk away cause love was gone. I left because I felt unimportant. The worst kind of heartbreak isn't cheating. It's feeling forgotten by someone you love. I kept telling myself you were just busy, making excuses for your distance daily, until I realized the only one waiting was me. You're still here but your heart feels gone, like strangers holding on to something dead. Our story became too tired to continue, except for me. Some people don't leave all at once. They slowly disappear until hope runs out. And I did too. You once held your phone waiting for me. Now my texts feel like a burden. I tried to keep us with all my softness, but one-sided love can't save two hearts. If someday you start missing me, remember I waited for you for so long, until my tears finally taught me I can't be a priority to someone who changed. Back then when I said I'm not okay, you would call me right away. Stayed awake all night just hearing me cry. Afraid I'd feel alone inside. Now I see a green light on, but my messages wait for hours long. Even one reply feels hard for you. I guess our love changed slowly too. You didn't stop loving overnight. You just stopped choosing me first. Little moments of silence can destroy a heart without saying goodbye. You're not the fastest reply anymore. Not the boy I knew before. You once hated seeing me sad. Now you leave me crying alone at night. I didn't walk away cause love was gone. I left because I felt unimportant. The worst kind of heartbreak isn't cheating. It's feeling forgotten by someone you love. I kept telling myself you were just busy, making excuses for your distance daily, until I realized the only one way But one-sided love can't save two hearts. If someday you start missing me, remember I waited for you for so long, until my tears finally taught me I can't be a priority to someone who changed. My phone lit up at 2 a.m., a name I hadn't seen in years. For a second I just froze, like time got caught between memories. Outside the city we're still awake, neon reflections on my floor. I stared at your name ringing again, wondering what you were calling for. I used to know your voice by heart, now I wasn't sure what I'd hear. It was a 2 a.m. call from the ghost I used to love. Years disappeared in a single vibration, coming through my phone. And when I finally answered, all we shared was silence. 'Cause sometimes the hardest conversation is between two people who still remember everything. You laughed nervously first, said, sorry I couldn't sleep tonight. I said, yeah, me neither, like strangers trying to sound alright. So much had changed since then, new jobs, new cities, different lives. But somehow neither one of us mentioned the reason we were really there. Maybe we weren't calling for closure, maybe we just missed being known. It was a 2 a.m. call from the girl who knew my soul, the one who memorized my dreams before the world grew cold. And every pause between our words said more than sentences could. Because some people leave your life but never leave your heart. For a moment it felt familiar, we were 22 again, talking until the sunrise, believing love could survive anything. But reality always returns, and so does the distance. So after 30 quiet minutes, we said goodbye one more time. Not because we wanted to, but because that's what time had done. The light went dead, the room felt empty again. And somewhere across the city, I knew you were staring at your ceiling too, remembering us. Hollywood notes on your wet black hair, red solo cups and smoke-filled air. We were drunk on pride and jealousy, saying things we didn't mean. You slammed my truck door hard at 3, rain falling down on Santa Monica Street. I watched your silhouette disappear, but my ego was louder than my fear. So I kept driving circles downtown, trying to outrun what we became. Every traffic light felt like punishment. Every song kept saying your name. It was a 3 a.m. drive through the city lights, looking for the girl I heard tonight. Then I saw you standing in the rain alone, under that flickering liquor store glow. I should've run to you, held you close, said baby don't go. But I just sat there shaking behind the wheel, too scared to face what I made you feel. Ooh, Your makeup running with the storm, hands inside that denim jacket warm. You look so small beneath those neon signs, and somehow that broke me inside. I rolled the window halfway down, heard thunder covering every sound. I almost called your name out loud, but you can make a man a coward somehow. Now sunrise paints the avenue gold, and I'm still driving nowhere alone. Funny how love can disappear, not in one moment, but one silent fear. Another 3 a.m. drive through empty streets, still replaying everything you said to me. 'Cause the worst kind of regret to live through is seeing someone waiting for your apology, not being brave enough to step out and say it too. We really became strangers now, both living different lives somehow. I guess you're happier these days, while I'm learning how to live with silence. People say time heals everything, but some feelings are only hidden away. I still smile and live normally, yet some nights my heart feels restless. Then an old song suddenly starts playing and brings my whole youth back in seconds. Memories I thought were asleep forever still know how to break my heart. And next, but still the one I love, even if we no longer belong together. I still think of you without meaning to, whenever those familiar melodies begin. Some people leave your life, but never truly leave your heart. Not because you can't let go, but because you once loved them sincerely. Oh, I don't search for you in crowds anymore. Don't stay awake checking your online status, but every time the city rains at night, I remember how easily you got cold. We once promised forever together, until life taught us otherwise. Some stories may already end, but feelings Fourth floor, broken elevator, tiny kitchen, coffee stains on the counter. We were 23 with empty pockets, but somehow life felt full. Winter nights wrapped in one blanket, cheap takeout on the living room floor. You danced barefoot to old records, like the world outside didn't exist. Back then we had nothing, but somehow we still had us. Funny how success can buy a better life and still take away the person you love. Apartment 409 still knows your name. The hallway echoes haven't changed. You kept the living room light on every night, waiting for me to come home alive. But Wall Street stole my time away, turned late nights into every day. And the saddest thing I ever saw was coming home to darkness in apartment 409. At first you waited up smiling, then slowly you stopped asking where I'd been. Your coffee got colder beside the couch, while my ties still smell like downtown bars. You said I miss the man who used to laugh with me, but I was too busy chasing numbers to notice I was losing everything. One night I opened the apartment door and half the room was gone. Your books, your pictures, your perfume, only silence stayed behind. And the lamp beside the window, the one you always left on for me, was dark for the first time in years. That's when I knew you were really gone. Now apartment 409 feels too big for one lonely man in an expensive suit. I trade every dollar that I made on Wall Street just to hear you laughing in that kitchen again. 'Cause success means nothing at all when there's nobody left to come home to. Midnight hit and my phone lit up. Messages flooding one after another. Friends, family, old classmates, even people I barely know. Happy birthday, man. Hope you have a great year. Heart emojis, balloon celebration. Everything looked perfect on the screen, but there was one name I kept looking for. 100 messages came through tonight, but not the one I wanted. 100 people remembered my birthday, but somehow I still felt alone, because the only voice I wanted to hear never called. and the silence from you was louder than every notification. I told myself it didn't matter, that you moved on, that birthdays are just another day. But every few minutes I unlock my phone again, searching for something that wasn't there, like a fool hoping the ending might change. Funny how one missing message can ruin an entire celebration. 100 messages came through tonight, yet none of them felt like yours. Nobody knew that behind every smile in the photos, I was waiting for someone who wasn't coming. Maybe you forgot, maybe you remembered and chose not to text. Maybe you stared at my name the same way I stared at yours, and decided silence was kinder. 100 messages came through tonight, and they all meant something, but yours would have meant everything. Now the candles have burned out, the party's over, and I'm still here, waiting for a notification that isn't coming. That isn't coming, that isn't coming. 12:01 a.m. My birthday is over, and so is the hope that you'd remember. I noticed it on a Tuesday night. Your profile picture disappeared, the messages stopped delivering, and suddenly it all felt real. No warning, no last conversation, no dramatic words to end the story, just a silent little notification telling me I don't belong there anymore. I thought I'd be okay someday, I just didn't think someday would look like this. You blocked me, and somehow that hurt more than goodbye, because goodbye still leaves the door open for memories, for hope, for maybe. But this felt different, like waking up in a world where I never existed to you at all. And that's the part I can't survive. I still know your birthday by heart, still remember how you took your coffee, but now I couldn't reach you, even if I wanted to. It's strange how someone can go from being the first person you tell everything to becoming someone you're not allowed to find. The hardest thing about losing someone is realizing they're trying to lose you too. You blocked me, and understanding exactly what it means. You blind to me, and maybe you had every reason to. Maybe it helped you heal, maybe it helped you move on. But late at night, I still stare at old conversations, trying to remember what it felt like to exist in your world. The messages are gone, the calls are gone now. So am I. So am I. Your blue hoodie still hangs by my bed. Sleeves too long, still smells like cigarettes. And that cheap cologne you used every winter, the one I secretly love. Some nights when the apartment feels cold, I wear it just to fall asleep. Like somehow fabric and memories could still keep you close to me. Everybody told me time would help, but nobody warned me about little things, like how healing sometimes feels like losing someone twice. Cause one day your scent disappeared from that old blue hoodie I kept, and somehow that hurt more than goodbye. Like loving you finally became real loss. I held the sleeves against my face, trying to find what was already gone, and cried because memories fade slowly, just like people do. Yeah, 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 yeah. I used to steal it after parties, while you laughed and chased me down the hall. Now the apartment's way too quiet, without your keys hitting the door at night. My friends say I should throw it away, but they don't understand. Sometimes old clothes carry the last version of someone you love. Funny how the hardest part of heartbreak isn't the leaving itself, it's realizing one day you can't remember them clearly anymore. Oh, so your blue hoodie still hangs by my bed, even though it smells like nothing now. Maybe I keep it there because I'm scared of forgetting us completely. And if love really disappears over time, then tonight I felt it fading too. "8:15 every morning sharp, same little cafe by the subway stop. You sat by the window with your headphones on, writing secrets inside that notebook. Caramel latte, oversized coat, rainy day playlist wrapped around your soul. While Manhattan rushed outside the glass, you looked untouched by any of it. I learned your habits without knowing your name, the songs you hummed, the way you crossed your legs. Funny how someone can become important without ever speaking once. You were my coffee shop girl, the reason mornings felt less cold. For 2 whole years I watched from a distance, too scared to say hello. Then one Monday your chair stayed empty, no notebook, no headphones, no smile. And suddenly that little cafe didn't feel like home anymore. The barista asked, still waiting for someone. With a grin I just laughed and looked away, like I hadn't built entire dreams around you. Maybe you moved to another city, maybe you finally found somebody else, or maybe I just waited too long to become part of your world. Now every stranger sitting by that window feels wrong somehow, 'cause some people